Hello, it's Library Day. Today we're going to have a tale that is of the Native Americans, the indigenous people of North America. And it's called The People of 12,000 Winters. It's written by a woman named Trinka Hakes Noble. And in the back of the book, she writes a note to explain why she decided to write this story. She said, "I live on a hill above the Passaic River in northern New Jersey, and as I hike the woodland trails behind my studio, I've always felt a respectful and close kinship to the original people, the indigenous people who lived here so long ago. They were the Muncie Lenape. And at a bend in the river, there's a place called Flat Rock where the water flows into many shallow pools. And it's believed that the Lenape women washed their clothes and utensils here while their children played. It's the same place where we bring our neighborhood children to explore and play in the shallow water." In spending time at this beautiful place in nature, she wonders what it must have been like a long time ago for the Native Americans to play in the same place. So she uses her storyteller's imagination to write this story, The People of 12,000 Winters, and it is illustrated by Jim Madsen. It's about a boy who's about 10 years old, and his name is Walking Turtle. There's a naming ceremony where names are chosen for the children. And a little boy, his cousin, named Little Talk, who has a disability and he is not able to walk. So Walking Turtle takes care of him. We are the Lenape, which means we the people. Through the snows of 12,000 winters, we have kept our fires burning. To me, 12,000 winters is a long, long time. I myself am only 10 winters. My name is Walking Turtle. At my naming ceremony, the Wehui Halas, the giver of names, told my mother, her name was Half Moon Dancer, he said, "He shall carry his people on his back, as steady and sure as a hard-shelled turtle that walks over land toward water. So he shall be called Walking Turtle Boy." Walking Turtle is a good name for me because actually I carry my cousin, Little Talk, on my back wherever we go. Little Talk was born with a crooked foot. His legs did not grow straight and strong like mine, and he speaks very little, but he talks to me. "Wanisi, thank you, Walking Turtle," he says. Well, I'm the one who should be saying Wanisi. Carrying Little Talk has made me stronger. That's a kind perspective, isn't it? Kind way to think about it. Last summer, in the time of the green corn, I had grown strong enough to carry Little Talk all the way down to the Minisink Trail to the Great Salt Sea, where Brother Sun rises to greet our people each morning. The Great Salt Sea. Could that be the Atlantic Ocean where the sun rises in the east? Otherwise, though, Little Talk would have had to stay behind, and they just would have used him to scare the crows from the corn. But my feet are happiest walking the ancient forest pathways that have carried the footprints of my people for centuries. Giant oaks, sturdy chestnuts, and towering elms stand guard above me. Cawing crows announce my presence, and on the forest floor, woodland ferns gently swish their shy greeting against my legs. From the hill above our village, I can see blue wood smoke drift up into the late summer dusk. And below, our Passaic River glistens in the silvery gray light. Grandmother waves from the door of our lodge, She keeps our fires burning. There's our lodge. We are a 3-fire lodge. Grandmother's fire is at the end of the lodge. My family's fire is in the middle, and Little Talk's family fire is by the door. 3 smoke holes are at the top, and our door faces east to greet the rising sun. We sleep on platforms around the edge. Little Talk and I sleep on one side with the tops of our heads together. Heartberry, that's my little sister's name. She sleeps at my feet. Father and Mother sleep on the other side of our fire. Mother wakes early and she hurries into the forest to gather wild onions, sage, and berries in her big cooking pot. My sister Heartberry follows, filling her little pot with wild grapes, vine berries, and the last few wild strawberries, which are her namesake, Heartberry. And just like Heartberry, those strawberries are sweet with no thorns. I carry wood so Grandmother can prepare our outdoor cooking fire. Tonight, we'll have a hot stew with dried venison, cornmeal, wild onions, and Heartberry's sweet fruits of the forest. And in the time of the falling leaves, everyone is busy. That's the time now, just like it is today with the leaves falling in the autumn. This is our gathering time. Squash and pumpkin rings dry in the autumn sun. Rows of braided corn already hang in our lodge. Bark baskets of dried beans are stored under our sleeping platforms. It's as though our mother, the earth, has moved into our lodge. In the afternoon, all the women and children go into the forest to gather hickory nuts, black walnuts, chestnuts, and acorns. It's hard work, but the women sing, and the children are given time to play. Heartberry strings acorns to make little dolls. Little Talk and I play coqueleche, cup and pin, a game he's good at. But when I return to our village carrying Little Talk and our baskets, Father frowns. He takes me to a lone lodge at the edge of our village, down by the river. Walking Turtle, Father says sternly, in just one more winter, you will come here to warrior school. That's where the boys learn to become hunters, warriors, leaders. I shiver as the trainer makes these boys plunge into the icy water to swim beyond the river's head at bend and back. Next they have to hold their breath and run as far as they can to make them long-winded. My lungs burn as I try to hold my breath as long as they do. And near the fire, some boys are trying to catch corn-pone fish on the end of a pointed stick, and if they miss, they do not eat. I see the hunger in their eyes. Then Father speaks, Walking Turtle, here in warrior school, you will face many tests. You will learn the ways of a great hunter, a proud and brave warrior, and it will not be easy. Father crosses his arms in silence. That's a sign that his words are finished. But I know what his unspoken words are saying. I must come to warrior school, but Little Talk cannot. How can I come here without Little Talk? Inside I do not like this, but I answer him with respect. A Hictanooks. Yes, my father, I know. Father is Soaring Hawk. He is well respected in our village as a fair and honest trader. He has traveled as far west as Shamokin on the great Susquehanna River, and as far south as Shakamaksan, the center of Lenape, he trades our fine beaver pelts, deer skins, antler pipes, and seashell beads that grandmother makes, and sometimes he brings back things from afar, like a woodland buffalo robe. Someday, if I do well in warrior school, I will go with him, but I worry about little talk when I am gone. Tonight is our giving thanks ceremony in the big house. Everyone sits with their own clan. Little Talk, Heartberry, and I sit behind our mothers and grandmother. We are of the Turtle clan. This is like our Thanksgiving. Father sits with the Wolf clan, and Little Talk's father sits with the Turkey clan. But we are all Lenape. We are the people who have gathered to give thanks to Kishalamukam, our creator. It's a chilly night, and Mother makes us wear leggings. She wears her turkey feather cape, her long black hair is dressed with a shell comb, and she has painted small red dots on her cheeks and eyelids. I think she looks beautiful. Like most of the hunters and warriors, Father's face is painted part black and part red in honor of Misingo, the good spirit being of the forest, who keeps watch over all the trees, plants, and animals. A special dancer wearing a bearskin and the mask of the Misingo appears to remind the people to be grateful to Misingo, especially for the hunter's safe return. Then the big house grows silent, waiting for White Antler. White Antler is our Sakima. All at once, our drums begin to beat. Louder and louder they pound until they become the very heartbeat of the earth. My heart beats with the drums until it's pounding too. Suddenly the drums go silent, and my heart seems to stop. There stands White Antler, dressed in the head, antlers, and hide of a huge white stag with dried deer hooves tied above each knee, and they jangle as he dances from one end of the big house to the other, shaking a turtle shell rattle in his hands. Little Talk and I watch every move, until White Antler stops in front of our carved center pole. Lenape, first people of the sunrise, listen well to my words. Kishalamukang, our creator, has given our people a land that stretches far beyond our great salt sea and sky blue mountains. I have seen the valley of our Ohio brothers and the big waters of Michigan. I have heard of the long river of the Mississippi people that divides and washes wide places of grass. I have heard of high mountain peaks of purple that stand guard over other valleys crowded with giant trees and rivers that flow down to another great salt sea where Brother Sun sleeps each night. We, the people, first to welcome Brother Sun, must be ever grateful to Kishalamukang for his vast land beyond the mountains. We must show our thanks by being the caretakers of this bountiful land in harmony with Kishalamukang. And our drums start to beat. Our people begin to dance. Then Little Talk whispers to me, "Walking turtle, carry me up to the thinking place." I wonder where the thinking place is. Unnoticed, we slip out of the big house into the night air, and we climb the hill above our village, and we perch on a big overhanging rock. A cold wind blows from the north as gray clouds race across the starry sky. My mind races too, thinking about warrior school and Little Talk and White Antler's words. Could there be two boys like us on top of those purple mountains, gazing up at the same stars? Could two boys be finding shells in the white salty sand where Brother Sun sleeps? Could White Antler be right? Are we the caretakers of this earth? Is this why I must go to warrior school? I stare up at the great white path, searching the ancient stars for an answer, but the stars are silent as they arch across the sky. Little Talk must have been thinking much, he must have been thinking a lot too, because he began to speak in a voice that almost sounded like White Antler. "Walking Turtle," he says, "you have given me your strong back and your straight legs and your kind heart. You've given me the life of a boy that I may never have known without you. Little Talk is grateful to Walking Turtle, and in return, I would like to give you my thoughts." Little Talk pauses. Then he speaks softly. "Walking Turtle, you are strong. You must go to warrior school. So I'm giving you back your straight legs, your strong back, and your kind heart to take with you. Our people need you to be a brave warrior, a strong leader, and a kind caretaker in harmony with Kishalamukam. As you have carried me, someday I think you will carry our people into that vast land beyond our sky blue mountains." A silent time passes between us. Then Little Talk yawns, and so do I. It's very late and we are sleepy. As I start down the path, the thickening gray clouds close in and a light snow begins to fall. In no time, Little Talk is sound asleep on my back, but at that moment, I think Little Talk is the stronger one. It feels like Little Talk is carrying me. Below, the first snowfall of winter lightly covers our bark lodges, and my people are still gathered around the fires. They're telling the stories of old, the drums beating softly now. Someday, I too will tell the tale of this night. But for now, I'm thankful for one more snowfall to add to the snows of 12,000 winters. One more winter has come to the Lenape. We the people will keep our fires burning. And although much has changed, North America is not covered in wilderness. The Native American people, who are the great-great-great-grandchildren of the original indigenous Native Americans, are still teaching their own families about their native culture and celebrating their traditions and with stories and songs and ceremonies, very much like all of us learn our traditions from our own families and whatever places our great-great-grandparents came from. But I think one thing that is special for us to learn from our Native Americans is the special relationship that they have with nature and the lessons they can teach us about being respectful of our planet, being kind to this earth, and living in peace with nature and each other. So that is the message that I wanted to share with you today, the story of the people of 12,000 winters. And I hope you enjoyed it. I miss you very much, and I do look forward to seeing you again soon. Take good care.